Beautiful people, welcome to this week's episode of CanvasKiller Critiques. I'm your host, Canvas, and today, much like I informed you about last episode, we are going to continue talking about some loved ones of mine, some family members. And today I'm talking about another one of my nephews, Mr. Zeavin Nelson. And he did his rendition of a J.J. Evans template that I created, and I believe he colored this in with colored pencil. So we're going to take a look at his J.J. Evans image. Yeah. Okay. Off a rip, I'm not certain what surface that he drew this on, though there are certain parts, let me pinpoint it for you. I'd say to the far left where you can see this orange, and there are some kind of like diamond shapes that repeat, right? And you can see it also along, it's a bit faint though in this purple. You can see it's in this black that's right next to this blue. And I really appreciate that texture, right? You see it even more here. Yeah, so I'm a huge fan of texture, and this was one of the first things that attracted my eye because it's a bit coarse, or it's a bit yeah, it looks rough to the touch, like it would be bumpy or have indentations, and I appreciate that visually. So yeah, that was one of the first things that I see. And secondly, I really enjoy how you blocked in this orange that's used in the background. It looks to me like if you open up a matchbox with a bunch of like matches, how sometimes there may be clumps of them that are all in one straight line, and then they may be overlaid with another chunk of them that are like strewn in a different direction. And so I like how you have groupings of lines and strokes that are creating the fullness of the background of orange, and that also creates some texture, because as I'm looking at it, like it looks to me like hay or like grass, but orange, of course. Yeah, so you already have a great amount of textures here. And then thirdly, I really appreciate this contrast in this more of a royal blue or a true blue here with more of this sky blue that makes the former look icy. Yeah, it looks like a cartoonized rendering of ice, in that contrast of blue to this really highlighted blue. It makes it looks like it has like a sheen over top of it. Yeah, that's really cool, because it also suggests some depth, especially right here under the nose, and then on this lip, and then slightly. I like how it's slightly used on the cheek, where you can see the number 8 inside of this portion, and there's only a line of it that stretches from the bottom of this shape up to the top of it. And it's giving me the suggestion that the light blue to the right and the left of this darker blue line are highlights or accented or catching, the most light. So I appreciate that detail, Mr. Zeavin. Yeah, this is really cool. And even like the contrast and the dark blacks that are underneath the lip, with I'd say like the black and into the gray that's used right underneath JJ's face would be a mid-tone. What's right underneath his mouth would be the darkest value, and then your lowest gray tone is used in his hat, in his bucket hat. Yeah, so there's a very nice gradation used from gray to black. Yeah, you did an awesome job. You did an awesome job, Zeavin. And so this is my youngest nephew, and spectacular, spectacular, yo. So thank you all for tuning in, and if you have any commentary, any further critique or questions about this young man's artwork, if you'd like a piece of his of your own, to furnish your home or your apartment, your office, what have you, do not hesitate to reach out. I will make sure that he gets a hold of you and you all can make that exchange. We're going to continue to support thriving artists, no matter how young, no matter how old. And thank you for tuning in. This has been another episode of CanvasKiller Critiques. I am your host, Canvas, and I'll see you for the very next episode. Tune in. Peace.